Okay, hello everyone, this is Mr. Ronan here again, and today we're going to be talking about the main ways Vanguard can get pretty good Oki off of any of his combo enders. In the previous video we talked about the types of pressure he can get when the opponent is guarding, but now, in this video we're talking about the pressure he gets when you get a knockdown, which is what Oki is if you weren't previously aware. So let's just get straight into it. So one of the most common knockdowns you get when you're playing Vanguard is going to be your forwards ender of your neutral mana special, whatever you want to call it. But you know what this is. The massive, full screen, hard knockdown, multi-hitting, super crazy move. That one. So how do you get Oki off of it? The main way that I find works the best, off of basically whatever distance you're hitting from, is just do a micro dash into a jump, and then it carries a momentum, and then do a really late jumping A. At different ranges, you can do a different amount of run-in, because it's really, really safe. Even if you mess up the timing a little bit, and you make it not technically a safe jump, it's still going to whiff on most DPs, like Berserker here. So here's what it looks like at a bunch of different distances and instances. So, as you can see, this safe jump works against rolling, wake up DP, even good wake up DPs, and blocking, it's advantageous obviously. So that was the first option we had for getting Oki off of your forward mana special, but the second option is actually getting grounded Oki using your skills, which can lead to a lot more damage if it works successfully. So I've got the opponent set to roll on wake up, as you can see here, and as long as your timing is as quick as it can be, after you get the hard knockdown, you can go for your own roll in, and then go for your skills, and it will beat before a roll comes out. It'll, be meaty enough to beat the roll wake up. So as you see, if I do it too slow there, they're still being able to roll. If I have the timing correct, it can lead to a pretty meaty. Obviously, since this is a meaty attack, it'll also work if the opponent is just plain blocking, because it'll give you... Oh, if they're not blocking, obviously it works as well. Oops, let me set them to block. If they're blocking, you're just going into your Wreckers, and the Wreckers is what is pretty good on block, so you're just going straight into that. It's good that you have it easily beaty. And not only does a safe jump work against DPs, this also works against DPs because you're left so far away from the dem opponent that they just can't DP you. So yeah, to recap, for Oki off of your forwards mana special, you can either go for a dash in jump light or a roll in heavy skill, whatever you call it. Both of them work against DPs and blocking and rolling, because they're completely meaty. Unfortunately, off of your forwards mana special, you don't really get any Oki, especially if you're mid-screen. Like, they just recover instantly. It's almost... you're not going to get much. But if you're near the corner, you do actually get some pretty easy stuff, because you can just go straight into a mana special, and as long as you do the forwards or backwards one, which are a little bit slower, I believe, you will get some easy Oki. And just like the other ones before, if the opponent is waking up with a DP, if you do the backward skill, you're going to dodge their... Oops! You're going to dodge their DP as long as you don't be too hasty about punishing them. And get a nice big juicy combo. We just saw them before, so I'm not going to bother going over them again. And, of course, since it's meaty, if the opponent tries to roll, they will also die. Unless you mess up your combos like I did just then again. But yeah, which is pretty nice, because ending your combos in the corner with this, you know, it's cheaper than going for your other combo enders, so the fact that you're able to get Oki off of your super easy combo ender in the corner is really nice. And it works as an OTG, so you might be getting it more than you often would have been otherwise. But make sure you time it correctly or else you'll be an idiot and get roll punished. So yeah, you can get pretty good Oki off of this in the corner, but not really mid-screen. Okay, and the next Oki setup is actually just doing the down mana special, and sometimes if you're in situations where you are maybe a little bit too far to combo off of it easily, well, that's too far to even hit it, but sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe I might not actually hit my micro dash into my jump S, and you know, you just don't want to risk it. You can actually use this as a good opportunity to go for Oki, or maybe even you've just started your combo with your lights and you're like, I don't want to bother extending this too much because it's going to scale so much anyways. So you can actually use this as a good opportunity to go for Oki. So what do you go for? The best thing that I found for off of it is you can actually just do 2 jumps, and then that gives you the perfect timing for doing whatever the heck you want to do. So on a grounded down DP, 2 jump ins, and if you time the jump in correctly, it will be a safe jump. And of course, just like the safe jump before, if the opponent is trying to roll, we kind of auto beat the roll anyways with the combo that you were going to do. So if you're going for your standing B, if they're blocking this, you would be going for your standing B anyways, and then if they do a roll, it'll whiff and your standing B will punish their roll. Now if the opponent is airborne when you've done this, you do need to make sure you just delay the follow-up ever so slightly, because if you do it too quickly, it'll kind of mess up the timing because you'll get a little bit too much plus frames and your stuff will just not work and you won't be able to get a safe jump. So what you need to do is just ever so slightly delay the follow-up so they're closer to the ground when they get hit by it, and then it'll work just as intended and you'll get your lovely safe jump in. You'll be left very close to the opponent so you can dash in, get a throw, get a low, get a conversion into another overhead if you feel like that. Yeah, safe jumps are really cool, and this is probably the best way Vanguard can set up an actually really effective safe jump. So I very, very highly suggest you go for it. And obviously if the opponent is respecting you, you can definitely be a little bit cheeky and go for a throw. To get Oki off of your aerial mana special, you kind of just need to do a well-timed jump. In order to get a safe jump, there's no way to easily kill the frames like the other safe jumps I just showed you. You just need to kind of feel it out. But luckily safe jumps are pretty easy in this game. Okay, I've actually found it works easier to whiff a button in the air and then go for your standing skills. That just seems to be an easy way to kill the frames, and it works pretty consistently, I've found. Off of rolls, and wake up DPs, obviously, mashing, jump, anything it's going to work on. Okay, and the last piece of Oki that I find pretty unique and catches people quite a lot because they have no idea what the hell's going on, is after you've ended a really long combo in your skill strings ending in back, and usually, you know, you'd go, maybe you've gotten the hard knockdown and you go for this, you're doing your strings like this, usually people would go for the aerial one and then go for some kind of aerial finisher like this, but something I like to do to get some pretty good guaranteed Oki is actually go for a back special again off of this. And as you see there, it already caught a roll, so let's show what else it catches. as you can see, that is also a really good setup, and I find it really handy after I've had a really long combo, because the wreckers themselves don't often let the opponent recover out of them, but a lot of the time the follow-ups you go afterwards, maybe after you do the down wrecker into some kind of jump attack, those are really common points for the opponent to recover at the end of a really long combo. So a lot of the time I just end in this, and then the opponent doesn't think it's going to end there, and then it's a perfect time to get some weird Oki that catches them off guard, whether I go for the back special into a throw mix-up, or go just into more pressure if they try to DP, or it's really powerful, and I highly suggest you try it out. So that is the most common ways I think you will be getting Oki with Vanguard. They're very powerful tools, and just to recap, let's go over each one individually again very quickly. So the first one, off of the forward mana special ender of your standing mana special, you can get a micro dash in low jump light, and that will be a safe jump, it'll beat rolls, it will beat DPs, and it lets you be very plus after getting your ender. After the same knockdown, you can also go for a roll into one of your skills, and that will be really meaty, and it will hit rolls, it'll whiff for DPs, and it'll be any kind of mashing or jumping, so that's also very powerful. Off of the down mana special ender of your neutral mana special, you can get 2 jumps into a safe jump, and off of the safe jump you obviously have all of the great safe jump options, whether it'll hit the opponent, whether it'll make a DP whiff, whether it will beat a roll because of the whiffed recovery. It will beat basically everything, so that's another great option. Off of your forwards mana special, in the corner you can get an instant meaty skill, and that's super easy. It beats DPs, it beats rolling, beats mashing. Off of your aerial special, you can get a well-timed safe jump, or you can get a meaty skill if you do a whiff jump in the air, and go for your skills when you land. And you can get surprisingly good Oki off of your skill strings if the opponent is airborne, and after you've done the back skill, you can go into the backward skill again, and that'll hit the opponent really meaty. You'll be able to go for a throw, it'll whiff DPs, it's really amazing. So yeah, Vanguard has a lot of options to go for some pretty powerful Oki, and I think it's something you really need to keep in mind, because not many Vanguards realize that they can kind of be Oki monsters. They're not people with, you're not a character with setups or super amazing ways to cover the opponent with DP, like with dive kicks, like Striker and stuff, with OTG stuff, but you've got some Oki tools if you use them, so make sure you do. And just a disclaimer, these are situational. You have to think about what character you're against. Obviously, DPs are different from character to character. Some of the things that will beat DPs, like with your back special, because you move away, will make a DP whiff. Sometimes that won't work against characters like Swiftmaster, who suck you back in. Depending on the distance, you might get sucked in and hit with a DP. Or against characters like Crusader and Grappler, who have a parry DP that will hit your standing skills. But in those situations, it makes going for Oki a lot more easy by default, because then you can just use any of your crouching normals, your crouching kick, your crouching sweep, or anything, just to go for super easy Oki, because they don't have any options that can beat you whenever you do that. So no matter what knockdown you can get super easy stuff going in for your sweep again, or going in for your crouching kick, and just go super easy Oki, and there's just nothing they can do about it, because that's all they have. So these tips I have in here are for the general average DPs, but you can really easily work around alternate DPs and parries that exist in the game. If they have a parry, just change up your setups. You can't use safe jumps and stuff, but just do crouching things and you'll instantly beat them. It becomes easier for you, but you just don't have to use these cool setups. So yeah, that's Vanguard. He has surprisingly cool Oki. Vanguard mains, come on, let's keep finding some cool Vanguard stuff. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!